So I believe there is a point in our lives when we will look ourselves in the mirror and turn around and go, this way of living is unsustainable. There is no way that I can continue to live this way of life. At that point, you are going to have to do one of two things. Number one, make a big boy decision to change. Number two, stay the same for the rest of your life and probably be unhappy. I have spoken to probably thousands now of men who are in a position, whether it's career-wise, relationship-wise, health-wise, who are living a life that is unsustainable. And they are deeply, deeply miserable. Deeply unhappy. Because they're not seeing their kids, because they're working at all hours. Because they're struggling with energy levels, because they can't find consistency. Because they're stuck in unhappy, negative relationships. Because they're not brave enough to leave. For me, decisions or making decisions is such a clinical part of the way that you live your life. And if you fast forward yourselves now between 30, 40, 50 years from now, when you look back, I always think of life as like we're climbing to this peak, right? When we get to this peak, that's kind of like when we look back at our lives, we reflect on everything that's going on. And as we climb up in 20 to 30 to 40 to 50 years and we're getting towards the end of our lifespan, you kind of look back and you look at key decisions that made your life. Look at key decisions that affected the way that you lived your life, the level of happiness, the level of quality that you had in your life. And you'll either look back and you'll go, I didn't make the right decisions. The decisions that I made were wrong. Or that you didn't make the decisions. You right, boy? And that, for me, is more gut-wrenching than making the wrong decision. Because at least you make a decision. At least you're attempting to change. At least your mindset is in a place where, hey, I gave it a go. I tried to make the changes, I went through the hardships. But not making a decision is like me walking down the street here. Every person I'm walking past punching me in the face and making a decision not to do anything. Life does not change unless you make those decisions to change it. There are key big boy decisions that have to be made. If you're in a career, that means that you leave at 5 in the morning and you get home at 9 at night and you're not seeing your kids. You can't sustain that. You cannot stay in that position. Like, you know that, I know that, but what are you going to do about it? And I don't mean just walk out and leave yourself financially in the ruins, but there has to be a plan. By Christmas, how are we going to be out of this situation? How are we going to be a step closer out of this situation? If you're in a relationship that's toxic or negative and you're just not happy with it, or you feel like you're being screwed over, then don't stay in it. People will stay in relationships and unhappy relationships because of their children. Do the children want to grow up and see you two bickering and fighting and unhappy? When they grow up to be 18, 19, 20, 21 and they understand the emotions a bit more, will they turn around and say, hey, why didn't you just leave? Like, I didn't want you to stay in a relationship to be unhappy for the rest of your life. Like, we only get one opportunity with this, you know. A couple of weeks ago, I lost a friend to cancer. I have also spoken to a couple of other people who have lost friends to cancer. My mum lost a friend. Like, it all seems to have just come at once at the minute. And it gets me thinking and reflecting and thinking, man, this is no joke. Like, this is one-time opportunity to really try and make the most of the life that we have. And if we're a slave to the system, to a relationship, to our own overthinking, then how are we ever going to ever be able to be happy? The thing that gets us out of the situations that we're in, that we don't like, that make us unhappy, is a decision. Backing yourself on a decision. Yes, there's fear, whether it's the right decision or whether it's the wrong decision, but unless you make one, you'll never really be able to break through the glass and get through to the next stage, come out the other side. You don't know whether it's a right or wrong one until you make a decision. The wrong decision is never making one, is dwelling, overthinking. It's hard. Of course it's hard. There's hardship. Sometimes you've got to go backwards to go forwards. Sometimes you've got to get down to dig up. But if you're not making decisions, you can't expect to change, guys. And it is tough. It takes character. It takes identity. It takes taking a deep breath. It takes a whole lot of courage and determination. But I believe that you can do it, and I believe you deserve to be happy, and I believe you deserve to have the things that you want in life. So go out and get them, guys. Like, make the right decisions. Don't make them emotionally, make them logically. Think about it. Think about the direction. Think about how it's going to be positive to you. Visualize the other side of that decision. And go out and make them. Make positive decisions that make you happy. Because I think there's too many men out there who feel they don't deserve to be happy. Who feel they don't deserve to do or have what they want in their life. They feel they've just got to be a slave to the system. And they've just got to do the working and all the unhappy stuff. You know, your kids want to see you. Your kids don't care whether you're a CEO of one of the biggest companies in the world, or whether you just drive a van around and then are home in time to give them cuddles and kisses at night. Do you know what I mean? Embrace life, guys. Like, you know, and I'm just trying to put a positive spin on here so you don't feel very negative about it. And I want you to be happy and I want you to enjoy life. Anyway, enough from me rabbiting on. Have an amazing day. Something to ponder. And if you want to share, tell me maybe, or me or the community, in the comments here, what big decision you've got to make. If you want to share it, share it. Have a good day.